Good afternoon. Oh, you're going to have to come this way just a little bit. Oh, there.
No
okay.
one wants to see me.
Actually, they do, because you're the brilliant guy who designed this dungeon. So, let us just say that on today's live stream, if there's something you don't like about what you see, it's this man's fault. And if it's not his fault, it's his fault.
Not actually my fault.
None of it is my fault, as long as we're clear on that.
I'm just here to talk about it. I didn't
Welcome to the Rift live stream. We are the last stream of the day, and sadly that means that all we've got right now is lukewarm beer because the cold stuff hasn't been put out yet. I'm Linda Carlson, also known as Brass the Dwarf, and with me today is Adam Bright, and how do you pronounce your name? Dakon?
Dakon, yes.
Dakon. Okay, proper name. And Chris Meyer, that dude. Keans.
That
right?
dude, yeah.
Keans,
right. Yeah.
Keans, yes. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, as you can see, Adam's title today is Dungeon Master. He's the one who has done most of the work on the, or I'm led to believe that he's done most of the work on the Tath dungeon, the Coven. And Chris is here as Loot Master because he's going to explain something that I really want to hear about, which is individual rewards. That sounds really cool. But first we're going to start off with the news that, in case you haven't seen it yet, Starfall Prophecy's published date has been announced. It is November 16th, and we're going to be totally ready for that, right?
Totally.
Totally? Totally.
Don't look at me, I'm good.
Oh, okay, so apparently he's totally ready
I'm
for
on
it.
target.
And of course, our open beta is live. It's free for everybody. There's no NDA, so if you want to go out there and tell us on all sorts of sites exactly how many things are broken, no problem. We know. I have been told by Julia that a lot of these issues that are being reported right now are known. There are fixes either already done or in progress, and in Monday's patch, we're going to get a whole lot of those fixes into the beta, and then we want even more feedback on it. That's going to be really terrific stuff. In the meantime, we have, because it is open to everybody, free for the price of downloading the public test server, which may take you some time. But
Teleprompter's trying to get your attention.
Yeah. I know.
Oh, you're ignoring him. How rude.
Never inviting this man to the stream again. Ever.
Invite wasn't the word I would use.
Okay, commandeered for the stream. Anyway, so the open beta is on now. Get in there. Give us your feedback. The beta forums are actually just embedded within the Rift forum, so that's really easy. Now, before we start with the main part of the program, we want to announce our thanks for the show sponsor and Try-On Creator Program member, Rift Pictures. If you could please put up their promotional slide. Yes, Rift Pictures, proud supporter of Ladybeards in Rift.
Wow.
She posted that this morning. I could not help but get that on here. Please go see Rift Pictures. They actually post some gorgeous scenes. I don't know, the video card that they have must be absolutely astonishing because every time I see something that they post from the game, it makes me want to log in. And it'd be really great if for once we could get her to take some lovely pictures of dwarven lass beards in game. So thank you, Rift Pictures. Everybody go pay them a visit. And now we'll get on with the rest of it. We're going to switch to the game now.
Okay.
All right. Welcome to the Tath Coven.
Well, not quite yet. This is actually Elitu.
Oh, okay. Well, we're about to head to the Tath Coven. Oh, apparently there's no game audio. Look, flashing sign from the gods.
Oh.
No game audio.
Oh, yes, that would be a
That's
problem.
because he likes to work in silence.
Okay.
Okay. Apply.
There
Okay.
you go.
Game volume appropriate? Not too loud? Okay, Evan is nodding. That's a good thing.
Okay, and off we go. Oh. Oops.
Or not.
Or not. Okay.
Missed one part of the command.
Do not watch the guy doing his secret GM commands. I can guarantee you they're not going to work for you.
Mm-hmm.
You can try them, but you'll just look silly. Are you still dancing?
Oh. Yes, I am.
I mean, that's fine. I was just
I
curious.
think that's what he does all day, and especially on Fridays.
I didn't know map movement preserved emote state. That's
Now, anybody who wants to follow along, we actually have a really long article about the Coven, and I'm going to post the link right here. It's one that I had a lot of fun writing, and it contains a huge, huge amount of lore. There's like the first part is everything that you need to know about the dungeon. The second part is all the cool lore that Captain Cursor put together, which that I had a oh, what? You're talking over a VO. Oh, sorry, I'm talking over a VO.
Plan she intends
Sorry.
for Lenaria, I can't say. But we do need to find her.
I'm going to try to track her, but we
Why
could
can't
use
I
some
hear
help
game
with the
audio?
Tath
Oh,
cousins that
headphones.
guard this path.
Thank you for your
What were these
assistance.
last?
I've
Go
heard
with
this
the
so many
grace of the
times, I
vigil.
got pretty much memorized.
So picky.
I am.
That's an understatement.
Have these
Okay.
been sanitized?
No.
It's good to go.
Okay, now I'm gonna listen to that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
It's already
okay.
done.
All right, so describe what you're doing now. Have you just started?
Yes. Yes, we've just entered the Tuatha De Coven, and this is actually one of the hidden passages that the Fae and Unseelie use. This is Queen Una's little hidden path, and
Okay.
they have. She has called her coven here to perform some very nasty little rituals on some innocent woodland creatures. And the players are here to try and stop it, especially what they're planning on using all this power that they're gathering from these creatures for.
Now, the Tuatha were actually from the plane of life to start with,
Yes.
and it's really an interesting story how they became so twisted and corrupt and power hungry over the millennia. And again, that's something that you can look up. When you look at that article that I linked, there's a lot of backstory there. Are we going to actually be walked through some of that backstory in the game as well?
Probably a little bit. This is actually more focused on what is on the current events that are going on.
Okay.
But it does kind of go into a little bit of that story through the normal story quests in that region of Starfall.
The only thing that I want to state here is that you know that the Tuatha have to be bad because the denizens of the plane of life preferred Greenscale the dragon to be their overlord over these people. So that's going to give you some introduction into the types of individuals that you're dealing with. All right, so let's go have a look inside.
Okay.
So level 66 mobs already. Oh, look, Cheaty McCheaty face here.
Yes,
That's
I
not,
do.
That's not a legendary ability. Don't try to do that.
We absolutely positively just need to kill something quickly.
Riftblade's good,
Death
but it's not that good. Just design our AoE everything. It's great.
I want them to at least kind of see what they're dealing with here. Oh no, the way is blocked. Whatever shall we do?
No, you're supposed to do more role play than that.
That's my role playing.
Oh, isn't it?
When is the way not blocked? Like,
Role playing a sarcastic Riftblade.
Indeed.
are there any other kinds?
So what is the process for getting in there?
Well, actually, once you have cleared the gate of all baddies,
Ah!
Taswil and Shiloh will come over and go, "Hey, what's going on here?"
Taswil is such a pretty, pretty creature.
What
He
is
slaps
this?
Shayla with his tail a couple times.
A wall of thorns.
He's a little confused as to how to
Evil
actually get
magic
over
of the
this
coven.
thing.
We will not be able to progress beyond here.
Okay, expansion's over. We can't progress beyond here.
Dang it.
Lenaria on the other side.
Ascended? Search around for more of the
Need
coven.
like a fade to
They
black
must be working
Talara
rituals to block our passage.
Talara ends. Just shows
It
just
logs
We
you
might
out.
be creating foci,
Just has the effects of a
sacrificing
comet crashing
creatures,
into the
and
planet.
transforming them into hideous monstrosities. If we can stop the rituals or destroy the foci, we can progress.
Maybe I can just fly over.
Well, that's just cheating.
No,
I tell
Taswil,
you.
don't. You're going to.
You're going to.
Doesn't quite work like that.
Ow! Oh, that really hurts.
Come here.
Back
Let
to
me
plan
heal
A.
that.
Yes. Now we need to go and find the foci that Shiloh was mentioning.
Yeah, and Yes, lady, there will be a Dimension live stream. We're also going to have Simon on to talk about his puzzles. I should have brought the whole list along with me, but it's going to be a busy time. And if I'm not here hosting it, then Evan's going to sit in here and he's going to put them through their paces and probably do a lot of, ooh, what this do? What this do? We'll make
Probably
a riff
will not
player
sound-
out of him yet.
It will probably not sound exactly like that.
I don't know, it's pretty close. I've heard it before. Yes, he is in fact using a GM run speed animation. You will not have this weird looking pace.
Also not a legendary. Don't look for it.
Yes, I like to cheat. Get us moving. So this is the boss known as Hollowwood. You get there just in time to watch Una, along with one of her coven, reanimate this thought long dead Trent.
Ah, this is the infamous bees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bees.
All together now. You're all one big happy hive.
I love the voice for Gwithleen.
Learn how to move, how to walk, how to murder. Ooh, there we go. You're really causing some pain now. Hurting others is the true source of magic.
Really? Hurting others is the true source of magic. Did you come up with that?
No, that was
Oh.
Nick.
Oh. Nick, seriously, man. So, to give you some idea of how busy the dev team is right now, I actually tried to suborn Nick to come in on this live stream as well so that he could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about the lore, but he said no. Because they're so busy right now, nobody's getting any rest or any sleep until this expansion launches. Yes, the quest March to War is broken. We are aware of that. There's also the Gedlow Badlands is blocked. There are a lot of things that are blocked in minor or major fashion. There are fixes underway for all of them, and Julia tells me that most of them will be fixed on Monday. In the meantime, if you get tired of exploring the areas and doing what you can always go back and play some of the live game and come back for the beta on Monday after the patch is up. Sleep is for the weak. Yeah.
Somebody said they heard I need more work. That is not what I said.
He definitely
I am
needs
on
more
target.
work.
I have plenty of work within the scope of that.
Alright, so the thing about Hollowwood is that he has immense defense. And there's a trick to getting around it. We're not going to tell them what the trick is, are we?
No,
People
no.
need to find it themselves.
Because yeah, there's a reason. He's protected, and if you were watching the ritual carefully, you would actually get a hint as to what or how he is being protected. So the question is, can you figure it out?
And read tooltips.
And read tooltips, yeah.
Read tips. A lot of people tend to rush through a game as fast as possible as well. I really like it when hints are embedded in the lore, in the speeches, in the introductions, in the quests. It really makes me feel good when I catch up to everybody else who ran ahead after just grabbing the quests and going, to be able to provide some information.
Yeah, I've always liked that as well. I mean, you know, as I think I stated on the last time I was here, you know, the occasional tank and spank, wonderful, fine, fun, but I like my fights to be a little bit more complicated than that. I like it to be a part puzzle. I mean, even if it's just a simple puzzle, some type of puzzle that makes you have to think, okay, how can we actually defeat this thing? Otherwise, why is it even a threat? Why are the Ascended even needed if it's just come in, smash it?
I like that too. Going to websites to find the walkthroughs is my very last resort. Like, if all else has failed and I simply cannot figure it out myself. But I love making things a little more complicated than that.
I had to heal this for our test group, and it was an adventure.
Really?
Hoswell tried to claw his way
So you're
through.
saying that this is pretty challenging then for a group?
No, well, so if you were at the right gear level, the damage checks are not all that hard. It's not like there's a super tight DPS timer or anything like that. But if you are not doing mechanics, you will eventually get overrun by things that no healer can handle. and it's. I also had it. There were a couple legendary bugs going on at that time because that was, I don't know, 2 months ago or whatever now. So I had legendary abilities that were not supposed to be enabled yet working.
We will guard the gate against the coven.
Now, Zarthmire was part of the Plane of Life at one point.
Yes.
And
yes.
the Marsh of Sorrow, all of these lands, all of these green lands that are not literally on fire like the other ones, were originally from the Plane of Life, and Anket ripped them from that plane as she traveled through.
Yes.
So
yes.
they're all stuck here now.
Yes, but you get you find out during this dungeon that may not have been totally by accident.
Okay.
So,
Oh, and as Darkmoon is saying, yeah, please do keep reporting things on the forums. Sometime tomorrow, because I'm not going to have time tonight, I don't think, but sometime tomorrow I'm going to start a thread with known issues so that we can get a list together of things that we're already aware of, so that, you know, you guys don't end up having to report something 15 times. And then we can go from there. That way you can check that list before we go forth and put up new stuff.
There was a great question in the chat, actually,
yes.
by Rustbomb, which said, new to Rift, do you intend for so many buttons and macro scripts to play? Every calling, I'm pretty sure every calling now, since we've done a bunch of reworks, has a spec you can play with a relatively small number of buttons, and that's relatively focused and kind of easy to read at first glance. So there should be specs available for everyone who is new to the game, and there should be a preset available for each of them. I think it's Huntsman for Rogues, a Warlord something or other for Warriors. I don't know the Cleric and Mage one offhand, because I didn't work on those. And Primalist, I believe, has a Vulcanist spec that's fairly straightforward to play. So yeah, if you're a new player, there's definitely ways to get into the game without having to memorize every button in the book.
It's interesting, too, because macro scripts, they kind of bug me. I prefer to play the game and make active decisions. And so I actually never play with macros. I tried loading some up, and I just found it unfun and too restricting. It didn't allow me to do what I wanted.
I actually go one step further. I don't think I've ever used the actual numerical keys to use abilities. I always just point and click. I know that...
I'm dying a little inside back here.
Good.
Look, you min-maxer, you can just, you know, we'll just ignore
Dying.
him for a while.
Ugh.
Hey, when I was
It works
raging
for
and stuff,
you.
I was
It works
one of the
for
higher DPS, so it worked.
If I'm playing a healer, I will keep my heals on the buttons I use the most, the ones I can reach most easily with my left hand. But yeah, like you, otherwise I will use the mouse to click on things.
Yeah, and I try not to use any like add-ons and stuff. I just try to play the game as it's meant to be played.
Try gadgets though. It's real good. I like gadgets.
Alright, so this next fight is Mossclaw.
Mossclaw, oh my god, he's beautiful.
Yeah, he's a big old bear. He was a normal bear until you just arrived.
So one of the things that we didn't get into when we were doing the lore about this zone is, like, you have to kill him, but that's because he's already corrupted, isn't he?
Yes.
So there's no hope for him at all.
More or less, yeah. With the Tuatha, what they do is they sacrifice living creatures, and the more powerful the creature, the more powerful, reward they get for it. And in this particular case, these creatures are being used as foci to channel the ritual that you're trying to stop. But the energy is being channeled through the individual witches of the coven. So as you can see, there's I believe
There's someone assigned to him.
Yeah, that's I believe that one's Marcietha.
It is Marcietha, yeah.
And so right now, because she's connected to this foci, she's gaining a tremendous amount of magical energy flowing through her, which is why she's actually protected. In Hollowwood, Gwethelina had this shield around her from being the foci. And that's kind of a theme that's going to be seen through most of this. Sometimes the witches are more involved in the fights. Sometimes they're just, All
right, well, I will console myself with the thought that we're actually putting this bear out of his misery, because it can't be good to live in that
You have
state.
loot waiting, by the way.
No, it's not, unfortunately.
What? Loot?
One of the important things to talk about today, you have waiting for you, and you haven't picked up yet.
Yes. Why are you not picking up your loot? Look,
Oh, shoot.
see the little glowy thing?
Well, now it might get mad at you because you're in combat. For sure you can't do that in combat.
Okay, that will explain it.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
You have me sitting back here waiting for my chance to talk about the important thing I'm here for today. And it's just sitting there on screen.
Oh, you're actually here for something? I thought you were just for decoration.
I'm pretty sure he's just
Color
here for
commentary
decoration.
and peanut gallery, thank you very much.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't actually have any peanuts, although
Nothing useful to add.
Can we
with
get
Tony.
peanuts in here for like next time? That'd be
No,
great.
I'm sorry, we're all out of peanuts. It's
Because I can throw
Friday.
them. It's great.
The delivery, the snack delivery from Costco is on Tuesdays. By this time, there's like 2 packs of goldfish crackers and
All
some
right,
pretzels
I'll save
left.
a bag of like peanuts,
Peanuts.
from Five Guys, like with the shells, so I can throw the shells just like a real peanut gallery.
Wow, nice.
Right?
E for Dev Command.
Are you pinned or invulnerable, by the way?
I'm pinned.
Okay, so you will get to see the mechanic.
Yeah.
Ooh, the mechanics. So assuming if he's able to defeat this. Oh wait, okay, wait. So her thing is she's healing the bear because she wants to keep him alive. Is that correct?
Yes. Marcietha actually,
Roughly so.
yeah, actually genuinely cares about her foci. So she will try to help it out at a sacrifice to herself. And now this thing's even more angry. Oh no, what does that mean? There's also another little nasty mechanic going on here. I tried to make her, I made her with the theme that she's effectively like a fungal witch. So
Okay.
that's
Makes
why
sense.
that's why Mossclaw went from being a normal bear to being like this, having all these tendrils and vines and fungus growing all over him. Well, these mushrooms are also slowly creeping in.
They also hit really
Oh,
hard.
I see.
Yeah, and
So are the mushrooms an AOE then, or a DOT, or?
they're an AOE, but they do also cause a snare. So you want to make sure you stay
Oh
out
my
away from
God.
that.
Please
Okay.
stay out. Your poor healer. Oh my god, they're terrible.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and Mossclaw has a nice little ability where he also likes to do a knockback.
I'm not sure if nice is the term we're looking for here.
Well, it's nice for me.
Tank him in the middle of the room, and
So,
your
okay,
range should not be
so
max
wait.
range, guys.
Look, Dakon, is it true that devs get great joy out of killing off players as much as possible? 'Cause I'm sensing some of this in you. Is it the corruption? The corruption is seeping into you.
Oh no, you need a certain corruption level to become a designer, and I reached that point.
I'm pure of heart. Thank you very much. What? That was not a joke.
Such lies, such lies. Herb66 is asking, what is this, a raid? But it's not, it's group content.
This is
isn't
5-man
it?
content.
5-man content.
Yeah, really.
What's your chance of surviving as a solo? I suspect
very
not
close to
very
0.
good. Yes, I was going to say.
You will eventually be able to solve this someday in the future, but it's a long time from now.
When you get level 100 in 12 years? Is that it?
I mean, whatever the next level bracket after this is, probably, given the way that expansions and math tend to work.
I really like 5-man content. Now, when you're designing for 5 people in a group, do you design it with a specific combination in mind? Because you'll often see people who want certain classes for raids and they don't want other soul combinations, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there's obviously the tank, the healer, and DPS/support.
Right.
So I obviously design it with those thoughts in mind. But I try to keep my stuff as generalized as possible. I mean, there's going to be some fights where range will obviously have a distinct advantage, and
Like
another,
here.
Yes, yeah.
Well, actually,
until
yeah.
the circle gets very small, and then range is difficult to pull off.
yeah, that's why I
Well,
put in there where
if the witch is in the fungus, you're going to want ranged players to hit her.
Yes, yes.
Don't send 3 melee into there and hope they're going to be okay. It's
That's
gonna
also
hurt.
true. So it's kind of like a toss-up between, do you want people to not be getting knocked back into this area, or do you want to be able to still hit, Marcietha when she's vulnerable, when it's this close? So the players will have to decide, what's best overall.
All right, so an
Okay.
important thing to note here,
So
you
now-
will notice...
Are we now going to talk about
Yes.
the individual rewards? Okay,
So
I'm listening.
you will
I'm
notice
totally
he
listening.
can't click the bear to loot it, because what's happening is he's getting individual rewards. So
Ah.
it's not every piece of content in the game. There will be we'll be picking and choosing where these actually get set up. What's happened is he got a Rift loot box instead. So basically, it goes in the same place that you're used to seeing Rift loot, and
Right.
it just says, "Hey, the boss died. You are currently eligible for rewards. Roll the reward table for you," and then he gets rewards into a box that he can claim. So you got a piece of gear and a fragment. It looks like.
Okay,
Now,
Now-
maybe that's 2 fragments. I can't see from here.
Just one.
just one.
Just one. So
So
you killed 2 bosses.
how are the rewards determined?
So every
I'm going to write an article about this later.
so
too.
they
This
work
is really exciting.
they work the same way as if you just killed a mob in the world and right-clicked them. They work basically the same way as that, with a couple of major differences.
Okay.
First being, you don't have to click it. It just happens when the table would get run normally. So normally where you have to right-click it, the table says, oh, just give this to people instead. The other thing is there's a limited number of rolls a day or a week or whatever time period we set that says, so for example, this dungeon might be you can go once a day to get loot from any given boss. However, all of these have a token cost that we've set on them that says, hey, you can spend N number of tokens, or whatever we end up calling them, to roll again on this since you're already out. So he's already got
Okay.
them, so he can't do that. But you will be able to spend tokens, and easier content will have smaller token costs, so you'll be able to spend them more times if you want to. Or harder content will be able to, you'll be, oh, that raid boss costs 5 to spend.
And where do we get the tokens from?
I believe we've talked about them being in the store, and I don't know if there's anywhere else. Vlad will probably know more. I don't know if that's fully set yet, but
What do you say, Vlad? Is it fully set yet? Watching the chat.
but what this does mean is that you're running through a dungeon, you're going to see loot for you. You're not going to see, oh, that ring I wanted that the fully T3, Tier 4 geared out guy just takes because it's a purple ring and he could roll on it.
That's amazing. Where were you back when I started playing EQ? And this was a huge issue all the time.
Right. Well, and it's something that's caused a lot of friction in MMOs because divvying out loot is actually pretty hard.
Yes.
It also does mean that you don't get the weird aberrant behavior for things like funnel runs, which is, works, but not, it doesn't always work great, and it favors certain guild makeups and things like that. So going to a much more consistent system that says, hey, you can earn loot at this rate and at this time and all of that is a good thing for you. Oh, that says you also get some for being patron, which I totally forgot. We
Right.
talked about that.
So I want to address one of the things that's coming up in chat, saying that, well, it's credits, it's not tokens. Clearly it's not. There are two things I want to address here. One is you will get a number of tokens, and if you're a patron, apparently you get more tokens. And there's a reason for that. The patrons help to support the costs of keeping people like Adam and Chris alive. They help to pay my mortgage and buy my groceries and the occasional beer. The thing is that if you've used up all of your tokens, you have the option, not the obligation, but the option to buy more on the marketplace. And again, all of that money gets put right back into development. As some of you may be aware, you don't make a ton of money in the game industry. If you want to make lots of money, you leave this industry. So, cut us some slack. We just need to, it's a business. We have to keep it alive like everybody else. If anybody here works for free, I'd like to know where you get your food from and how you pay for your housing. But you get free tokens.
Yep.
You get free tokens.
And as Vlad said, not every token is going to come from the store. The reason they're
Right.
tokens, one, is so that we can hand them out other places. It's the main reason they exist. And two, so that we can sell them in varying bundles so that you're like, I only need 3 of them or whatever.
Oh,
because I'm
right.
only running a small amount of content. You can pay a much smaller total price for something like that at maybe a not as good premium per token. But you don't need to buy 500 of them if you're only going to roll 3 times this week or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense, right? So, having them actually turn into something specific gives us that level of flexibility
Right.
and allows us to give them out for free in places, like the calendar or patron rewards, or perhaps as rewards for doing specific content.
Wait, you're going to add them to the calendar?
I saw the word calendar in Vlad's thing, so maybe.
So
Who knows where
maybe,
they'll go?
so maybe, tune in when we have another discussion about this. That would be great, because then you get rewarded just for logging in with some tokens, just like you get free artifacts and free, what else do we get? We get harvestables and other things from logging in every day. So that's a pretty good deal.
One of the core tenets to something like individual rewards is we want playing the game to feel rewarding, whatever you're doing. And we want you to be able to pick things that are important to you. So, giving you a system that allows you to further tailor where you're getting loot from at a given time without having to rely specifically on other players being helpful to you if you're running group content, that's a pretty big win. So
That's pretty cool. What I really do like is the fact that the individual reward system does allow you to get the rare drops that you're hoping for without having to feel really bad when somebody else takes it.
right, you're not competing with anybody else when you use one of these. So if we kill a raid boss and I get a piece of loot and I really want something else off that boss, let's say I get my helmet and I want my trinket, I can try again, and that's just good for me. No one else has to be sad that I got a helmet and a trinket because I didn't take away from their chance to get one.
I
My
can
guild never has to fight about it. It's always good.
I can remember in games often going on raids and, you know, it drains my life force to be on a raid for 8 hours and get plank ass, and you're suffering. You're exhausted. It's 3 in the morning and a loot item drops, and there are 5 clerics in the raid who all need this item. And then some people go home sad, and
Right.
you have to go back weekend after weekend after weekend.
Well, and it never feels good to know you're the last guy in that order because that order is always defined ahead of time. You always know which cleric's highest on your loot priority because he's either doing the most damage or he's got the most critical role.
Someone ninja loots.
Well, hopefully you're using Master Looter in that case, and so
Yeah.
that doesn't happen. But, yeah, so it's just generally a win overall.
Well, what I'm seeing really is the fact that MMOs in general have evolved so greatly from the early days, when EverQuest first went live, and then World of Warcraft and Rift, Guild Wars 2, and every one of these MMOs has learned and evolved over time, and so that even the original ones like EQ is still running strong at, 17, 18 years. It's really terrific that they're live games that we can continue to develop over time.
Yeah.
So what are you going to show us next?
Okay.
Oh, the unicorn, the poor, poor, sweet unicorn.
Yeah, like,
Which you were going to punch super hard until it
Yeah.
dies.
That is Lunaria. Now,
I didn't design it. Look at him.
now,
I thought we could save her.
well, all right. Now, for the record, we are currently waiting for the final renderable on this one.
Okay.
You get there.
Yes.
Just in time for Queen Una to rip off the horn. However, there might be a way to save her still.
Oh, I sense spoilers, so we're not going to talk about that, are we?
No.
No. You get to save a unicorn. You got to find the way to save the unicorn. I want to see screenshots. I want to see walkthroughs. I want you people
Let's
to
be clear.
let us know how to do it.
Some people will be able to save a unicorn.
Other people.
Are going to have to kill a unicorn.
Okay, so both ways are valid, though.
I'm going to be
Yes,
able to save a
both ways
unicorn.
are valid.
Okay, so both ways are valid. You can still progress. So if you are an evil bastard, you can kill the unicorn. If you're a nice, decent human being, you can save it.
I have the skills to save the unicorn. Do you?
Oh, I will soon. Once these people all tell me how to do it. Okay.
Wait. Quijon Oz eat the unicorn? Seriously? You are sick.
Haven't you seen movies? That's not good for you.
Yeah, you
Pretty sure that ends
knew
badly.
Voldemort.
Kill it, skin it, make a coat out of it. All
I'm
right.
sure you can fly if you're wearing
I'm not
unicorn
going to be
skin.
grouping with you people. And when I say you people, I mean you people.
Fools! The alicorn gives me
Also, the
power.
crazy lightning attacks in here hurt a ton when we were doing this testing. Did those get changed slightly?
Yes, I believe they did. Now keep in mind when
You're
you're
like one-shotting tanks.
Yeah. Now keep in mind when you're seeing like the damage flying from this and stuff. None of these numbers are set in stone yet. There's still quite a bit of balancing that needs to be done.
Run that all into your group. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, this one, Berthadin is being much more involved than the other witches were, so you guys are going to have to watch out for her.
All right, so she's an offensive caster mostly.
Yes. I considered her to kind of be more of like a storm witch.
Where did you get your inspiration for your dungeon design, like the path and the progression for it?
Well, the path of progression is our brilliant artists who make those. But once I actually see the environment, I just start kind of like working in. Okay, what type of creatures would be in here?
So
with
you
these
take your
creatures.
inspiration from the actual environment itself, then.
Yes, and the stories that Nick actually produces.
That walk cycle is real fast.
Yeah, like I said, not the final renderable. So you can feel
Ladies,
free.
Oh, we should
ladies
keep
and
that.
gentlemen, we're in beta.
We should get a mount that does that.
That would be hilarious. Yes.
Tiny horse.
A lot of people wondered why they couldn't be in the alpha, and alpha was restricted to something like 24 people for a very good reason. Alphas are not fun. They just aren't. Things are not ready for you to play test, other than the environments being in, and sometimes you can't even... I mean, you've seen what's happened at the very beginning of beta as well. We need the numbers to be able to figure out what's not working and what needs to be adjusted, as you guys have been helping us with already.
Alpha requires a lot of dev magic. Vlad and I had to do a bunch of work specifically to get any of the abilities tested or anything like that. And so it's not something that we don't exclude people because we're like, oh, we don't think you're useful or anything like that. It's we need to keep a fixed volume of players in there so that one, we're not getting wave and wave and wave of feedback that's like duplicated,
Right.
or right. It's hard to communicate with that many people all at once, and so we try and keep it really focused so that we can get the feedback we need for specific things
Right.
at the specific time we need it, so that we can make fixes accurately.
And we also, of course, with this expansion, we've put it out as a buy-to-play model, but you can get a really good taste of it by joining the beta, which is completely free just for the price of the time it takes you to download the public test server. So have a look. I think that you'll be pretty pleased.
Alright, well, I'm getting tired of trying to save this unicorn, so I'm just going to kill it.
Okay, I'm not going to look. Let me know when it's over.
Oh, it's dead. It's
Okay.
very dead.
Really?
He's dancing on
Completely?
it now. He's dancing on it now. It's terrible.
No, no dancing! Oh my god. I have to work with these
Will
people.
not forgive you.
Well, I didn't do it. Why? I mean, these people.
You were goading him on!
What? That doesn't make it my fault.
Yes, it does.
And just as a reminder to people who are new to the stream, this is not soloable content, it is 5-man content. It is not a raid, it's a group. It's all good.
If you go in here
you
alone,
done
you'll
dancing?
be sad. You got loot.
Surely,
Open your
surely
loot.
the dragon is
Yes.
going to... Oh, okay.
Did you get an item? Oh,
What'd
you
you
got
get?
item and fragment. Look at you. Where'd you
Nimble
go?
life
Death
plan.
comes to us all.
Interesting.
And it's blue, so when you get it, you'll have some more stats on it.
The
Probably.
witch stole her home, the source of her soul. She cannot move
Yeah,
on to
it's
the
all
next floor,
sadness.
but at least she's
Sadness.
such pain.
Toast the unicorn.
Okay, so now that we are thoroughly angry that we had to do that, we make our way to...
Gotta take it out on random passerby.
Yes.
Well, it's okay. Those guys are evildoers. I'm
Has it
fine
ever
with
occurred
that.
to you that we're invading their home? Like, they're on this comment, not just minding their own business, and we're here murdering every one of them that walk by.
May
We're the
I remind
invaders.
you that their former subjects preferred greenscale.
Everyone, every side no war thinks
Well,
they're on the right
Greenscale
side.
had a really good fiscal policy, you know, so...
He was going to protect the life plane.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay.
Too on point? Who would Greenscale
Okay, go
debate,
there.
though? Like, Regulus? I'm sorry, that's terrible.
That would actually be pretty good. We
Right?
should do something. with
Greenscale be
that.
Regulus? I'm sure marketing did all this bandwidth, right?
I am
Well, we'll just ask creative to do it. Here, can you make us a video?
powerful than
We want these people debating. And
When
then
one, of
we'll
them
vote.
when one of them suplexes you for asking, let me know, because that'll be hilarious.
Okay, so since I do want to save some of the plot for later, I'm just going to...
Skip Crystal. Very important. Always good.
Oh.
All the voiceovers are really cool to hear once or twice, but by the 15th time you run the dungeon, they can grate on you a
Yeah.
little bit.
And I will fully admit this particular part is quite a bit of story and exposition.
Yes.
So I can understand, the first couple times really cool to listen to, but
Okay. Okay, so clearly this is a stage at which the min-maxers all leave the room to get a beer and a sandwich,
Once.
and the rest of us will just sit here and we'll read it all.
yeah.
Because there's so much story to be had throughout this game. And I strongly encourage anybody who has not read the quest text to do that, because there's some really good stories going on. And it also means that you get in on a lot of the inside jokes, which are involved in almost everything that we do.
I personally enjoyed watching Fionn wax poetic before I punched him to death again. That was great.
You get... what?
Yeah, ran across Fionn.
Really?
Do your quest chains. It's really good.
Oh, do you think that I have had time to log into beta?
I mean,
Yes.
I found time.
Do you want to trade jobs?
No, I really don't.
Because
I really don't.
okay, so sometimes I don't like the spoilers of beta, the fact that I get to know what happens before I actually play the content. But at other times, I'm sad when I see people posting stuff and taking screenshots and doing little videos, and there's so much cool stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
And there's so much story going on that I really, really want to catch up with it all.
I saw a comment, Boaz, just so you know, the repeating aspect that was reported, that's already been solved. I put a fix for that. But no, I agree. I mean, there is a lot of story in here, and it's a phenomenal story. It's sometimes I really don't know how Nick comes up with half this stuff.
Yeah.
But
Well, let me just relink. I think I've still got that there. Let me just relink the entire article about the Coven, because there's a tremendous amount of lore in there that gives you a really strong introduction to what you're going to face here.
So, this would be the final boss of this encounter.
Okay.
The simulacrum of even I have a hard time pronouncing that. Nathracha, or Nathrach. This is also known as the Green Mother.
Yes.
Yes, and Queen Una has been wanting to have the Green Mother under her thrall for a long, long time.
Because that way she can build her own domain once more.
Yes, yes. So, the situation as it currently stands is Taswil and Shyla are currently being basically brought out of this fight. They can't get involved because they're currently, well, paralyzed.
Right.
And as you can see, the three witches are all channeling energy into Queen Una, while she in turn is attempting to control Anket.
Fascinating, yes. Okay, this is the first time that I've seen Anket in game.
Yes,
So
yes.
Can you, it just,
Yeah, I'll zoom in. And Simbo99, yeah, I'm huge on story. When it comes to design and stuff, I almost need to have some type of story and plot to go along with it. That's what allows me to make the creatures, make the monsters and the bosses, and make it so it all makes sense.
Okay.
But yeah, so...
And so at this stage, you're trying to interrupt the process.
Yes, currently Una has seized some manner of control over Anket, and we do not want this woman in control of apocalypse bringing, construct.
She's quite insane, isn't she?
Yes.
And she's
yes.
not currently running for president of the United States.
The Comet of the
Thankfully.
Queen.
Oh, okay.
Which one's crazy? The Comet or the Queen?
Yes.
Because both.
Yeah.
Both. Okay.
I say the Queen probably a little bit more. Alright, so here we go. Yay, dragon fight.
Ah, so the simulacrum actually does embody some aspects of the spirit of nature.
Yes, the Tower of Anket has the ability to make a near identical replica, or possibly a full identical replica of anything it's tasted, eaten, killed.
Well, that's a way to put it.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Not really sure exactly what it does to him. I don't really want to know personally, but
Probably not, no.
and that's why Queen Una wants it so badly, is because she could create and anything that's been lost or taken from her. She just wants to be loved.
That's fascinating. Okay, I've just heard aspects of the story that I haven't even heard before. One of the things I am looking for feedback on is if you read the Coven article that we put together, let me know if that's the level of lore that you guys would like to see, because I'm a huge fan of the stories behind Rift, and I don't think we get enough of them out. So what I'm going to try to do is, first half of the article, all the information you need, like the TLDR stuff for people who don't like doing the lore, but then I want to really fill out the storyline, because there is always more story that can even be fit in the game. All right.
Now, just so you know, the witches are not just going to be idly sitting there watching the fight.
Oh, really? They're not just placing bets?
No, no.
I see mushrooms again.
Yes, because which one was that? Marcietha? She is also here.
Really?
Yep, right
But
there.
you've already done her in.
No,
There, at
you
least.
drove her off.
Okay.
But if you get rid of her, you get rid of the mushrooms.
No spoilers, sorry, that was my fault.
And no, the mushrooms will not make you grow.
Really give you hallucinations.
Perhaps, perhaps.
Well, these ones might. I mean, kill the ads isn't really a spoiler. That's a good practice you should get in the habit of doing. Unless the ad says don't kill me.
I'm such a purist. I really, really dislike going into things knowing what to do in advance. Unless I've been defeated 10 or 12 times and it's time for me to admit that I couldn't do it on my
And
own.
how often does that happen?
Sometimes. Sometimes. I'm usually pretty persistent. I'm a dwarf, so dogged determination. I'll try it the 11th time, and then I'll look it up.
And how do you count to 11?
On a piece of paper, you just go, yeah, 1.
1,
Three.
2, 3, 4, 4, 4,
You
4,
know,
4.
you know, instead of just marking it on paper, I can just use beer bottles. 1.
9.2, 9.5, 9.75.
Are the decimal shots that you're doing between years, or
That works for me. I don't know.
If it's a weekend, quite likely.
And this is actually a pretty good experience to kind of get you used to dragon fights again. That's a little.
don't stand in front of it, don't stand behind it?
And Sam J. Case, yes, tomorrow I'm going to make an effort. The devs already have some email threads internally circulating around on known issues that are being addressed. I'm going to compile them all into one thread, and I'm going to do my very best to keep up with it. Now, one thing you have to be aware of is that the pace of development is so swift on this beta that sometimes they will fix things before I can even get something updated on the forums. But we will at least have the known issues on a list for you. Hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah,
Before Beer 30.
You likely will not see devs posting in too many of the forum threads because we're actively fixing things, but we are reading most of them. I mean, I've read most of the Legendary Power threads already, so...
It's the interesting thing is all through the day I kept reading the forums, and every time I go to bring something to devs' attention, they already know. So they are in there reading. They just don't have the time to do a lot of responding right now because we only have, 3 weeks or so before we have to lock and load for the expansion? So people are pretty busy. I will do my very best to provide some answers to you, but understand that your feedback is read by every single dev on the team that can read. That leaves Chris out, but
But at least I can count, so there's that.
he can count, yes.
My tooltips are immaculate most of the time.
Are they?
Yeah. I've read pretty good tooltips, I think. At least descriptive ones.
Mariel MT, we are not working 24 hours per day. One of the important things to know about game development is that if your devs are exhausted, they're not going to do their best work.
They make a
So
lot of mistakes.
They make a lot of mistakes. So everyone tries very hard to schedule things on a very realistic basis so that we can do this stuff, go home, have dinner, see the family, and get a decent night's sleep. That's not to say that people are not going home, having dinner, and then they'll log back into work some, because people want to get things done. They want to make the game as good as possible.
Yeah, during the development year, I was working overtime pretty much 5 days a week, and it's just want to try to get that polishing, get the core stuff in. But yeah, we do need to have a life outside of work, otherwise we'll lose our minds more than they've already been lost.
Nobody really wants devs who works 90, 150 hours a week because you end up making a lot of small detail mistakes that are hard, and you end up fixing them later, so they cost you more time than they save.
Yep, definitely.
I mean, already as it is, there's so much stuff that we have to, organize that we still end up making mistakes a lot. And that's why we have QA.
Also, side note on beta, humans write code. And code sometimes does some weird stuff that nobody can predict. There was a long-standing thing that Scott Hartzman, our CEO, knows very well, that every time they wanted to fix boats in EverQuest, it broke the bards. No one knows why, but sometimes code does weird stuff.
They both start with B and have 4 letters.
That's exactly right. You know what? I think the fact that they both start with B had something to do with it, as I recall from some of
Also,
the
the
weird
fact
stories.
that some of the old EQ stuff was held together with spit wishes and dreams, too.
Yes.
I remember
Band-Aids.
I remember one game I was a GM of. The developers had put in like an additional map or something, and that was supposed to be the only thing they did, and it ended up taking off like the heads of all the people, so just a face was there.
Ugh.
That was kind of disturbing, but hilarious at the same time. Yeah, I'll leave that image to you.
Thanks.
So, yep, and that's
Extreme scalping.
Yes.
There's a show for HGTV. Look
Yeah.
at that, an achievement.
Grifter Faxer, yeah, we don't have to read the feedback to the devs like a storyteller. That would actually be pretty good, though. I could go through the office with a scroll in the morning. Hear ye, hear
Oh,
ye.
please do not.
Here's the crap that Keans has to fix today.
You're gonna be at my desk for a
Oh
long
my god,
time.
that'll be great.
I would love to see that happen. I would absolutely love
Are you
to
gonna
see
read
that.
about every one of the 250 legendary abilities a day? Because that's gonna be where it is.
Well, the legendary abilities, yes, we're going to do an article on the legendary abilities, the remaining 3 for next week. Are you on
Did
that?
we not already push that out? I thought I wrote that already.
Did you? I'll have to look for that. I know that we did the first 3.
I know I sent an email about the remaining ones. No, we did the first 2.
Oh.
We have 5 callings.
Oh yes. Okay, so there's 3 left.
Don't tell them lies. Don't tell them lies like that.
He claims that he's already written this stuff, so I'm going to go back through
Well, that's the truth.
spelunk through the email avalanche.
Making them
and,
think we have 6 callings the lies.
No. Yeah, 6 callings confirmed today.
No. Yeah.
No. No.
Stop that.
No. Okay. Did you get loot from that?
Yes. Yes,
Are we going to see it? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Nah, I won't.
What'd you get? Okay.
Oh, you're already wearing the expert gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I cheated.
So you've got a full set of all this already.
She's getting away!
Someone asked if Queen Una is the same as the Una minion card.
I personally haven't seen the minion card, so I can't be 100% certain, but I would assume so.
Minion cards have passed from dev to dev by Voodoo and Dark Magic, so I don't know who actually owns them now. Is that Tassus? Tassus might know.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's in
Hey,
chat or not.
devs in the chat, who owns the minions? Internally, that is. Because I want to own all the minions externally.
Oh, yeah. Start making predictions.
Vlad is reiterating, there is no 6th calling.
No, there is no 6th calling. No, please, no. Can you imagine trying to balance that? No.
So, that would be all of
So that's
200.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, and of course we're at 4:20. No comment.
That
All
was
right.
a comment.
So I want to talk about just a couple of other things. As you know, we're starting to gear up for Extra Life. And Tryon has done such an amazing job in years past, and I can't take credit for that. I only joined Tryon last year. But we are termed a super team, so here's our page. There's a couple of things you can do. I'm going to link that again because there's so much spam. Don't be Xing up yet!
You'll get your chance, guys.
You will, I promise. But with, look, this is,
Well, we're like 30 seconds into the future. They've already like gotten going.
Yeah, no, stop the Xing. Go look at our Extra Life page. Join our team if you want to. We have some astonishing rewards based on, if you're actually doing the Extra Life fundraiser, we have rewards at a lot of different levels. We have rewards if you happen to raise $25, $75, $150, $500, plus you get rewards just for playing during the Extra Life stream. If you play for an hour in Rift during Extra Life, which is November 5th, you will get a title in Rift called the Angelic. And if you actually manage to play for 24 hours, like all of us crazy people are going to, you will get the title the Charitable. So again, November 5th, all day. We start at 9 a.m. We do not finish until 9 a.m. the next morning. And yes, Rift will be streaming. Rough Raptors is streaming as well, and if you go to his page, which you can find from our Tryon page, which I will link again, you spammers.
I heard if he makes 20 grand, Vlad will come on stream and shave his head.
I wouldn't count on that, but if you support Rough Raptors, you have a good chance of getting the Rough Raptors minion card, which is still very highly sought after. So, please do think of supporting that. Extra Life is a terrific charity. They are very well certified. One of the reasons that we really like them is that such a huge percentage of the money that they raise actually goes to children's hospitals. They have very little overhead. So yes, we currently have 334 Tryon Worlds players on our team, and we actually have 2 teams within Tryon Worlds. So if you have a guild that wants to make a team, you can join us as a team. All right, so given that, now it's time for giveaways. Now you can X up. But remember, you do not have to X if you've said anything in chat in the last, hour, Evan? Oh, okay, half hour. So if you've said anything within the last half hour, you don't have to say anything. At the same time, if you X several times, it's not going to increase your odds. It's not like buying tickets. You get 1 entry. Now, some of you might want to know what we're giving away today. Arconix is out of office, so we just invented stuff.
Well, that doesn't sound safe.
What's that?
That doesn't sound safe. We just invented new gifts.
No, they're not new gifts, but I just picked things, and the people in the people responsible for management of the Rift team while Arconix is out said it was okay. So first off, we're going to give away 5 community snails. Y'all ready for that? Okay, I'm gonna make you guys read these names.
Someone said that one of the rewards should be dwarf beards.
One of the rewards should be bloody dwarf beards.
Well, let me know how that works out for you.
Thanks. Okay. Alright, let's see now.
I'm going to make you a power that says give beard, and that's just going to say you do not meet the requirements for this ability.
Well, I admit you have to be pretty awesome to have a beard as a female. Preferably dwarf, but I'm not against, like, high elves having beards either. Alright, 5 community snails, here we go. Oh, come on.
Is it
Really?
doing it again?
Oh, something bad happened.
Oh, you clicked his name, probably.
Yeah,
instead of
probably.
We'll reroll. No.
Where the hell is the
Up,
reroll?
Up, left.
Eh,
Right. It should be right.
but it's not.
Little
Oh,
bit.
there!
There you go.
Oh my god, isn't that terrible? Okay,
I mean, I found it.
Alright, I'm a vain dwarf, and now that I'm really, really old, I should be wearing glasses to see little tiny type like that on screen,
You
but
could have let me sit there.
no, I'm not letting you sit here. Mine. Mine? All mine. Alright, so here we go. 5 community snails. First one goes to...
Sivan?
Yeah, sure. I'll go with that. Cievon. Congratulations on your snail.
Woohoo!
Second one. Your turn.
Sage Avatar. One word.
Sage Avatar. All one word and spelled exactly as it sounds. Thank you
Yes.
for not using too many vowels. Alright, third one. Go for it, Chris.
Oh, I see. You don't have to read them.
No. Heck no.
Krizel 8.
It's bad. I have to write them down.
Oh, who are
Okay,
you?
Chrysalate, thank you, and congratulations on your snail. They're pretty awesome looking. Fourth snail goes to... No. Really?
I'm probably going to mispronounce this. Boys.
That's Bose.
Okay,
Bose.
Bose.
Bose, okay.
Seriously, Bose? Seriously?
I'm guessing he's already got one.
Bose, have you already got the snail? I'm pretty sure he's probably already got... Well, let's see. Bose, you in channel? You going to respond
I'm
to
sure
us?
he's in there.
Oh yeah, I've seen him.
Or someone will find him.
Okay, Bose... he
Reroll
probably...
it. There he is.
But
Oh, there
Bose
he is.
just said
Reroll it. Yeah, okay.
You can
You're
see
a-
his messages.
you.
there.
You're a good man, Bose. All right. Fourth community racing snail goes to,
Brian 7264.
which tells you how many Brians there really are. Okay. And the last community racing snail goes to
Hot potato.
Hot Potato with
E.
3 E's on the end.
Hot potato-y.
All right. The next thing we're going to give away is 3 Opie squirrel mounts. This is the artifact squirrel. This is what you really, 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 really want. This is super cool. Simon said that it was okay, so we're going to do this, just in case Arconix is listening. Simon said it was all right. 3 Opie squirrel mounts. First one goes to...
Oh, me or you?
M. Whitney. With a?
Whitney.
99?
M. Withy 99.
I thought it was RN first.
MWITHEY 99. Congratulations on your awesome squirrel mount. Second squirrel goes to... Really?
X Death Star.
It's also
X.
saying it in chat, too, to help us out.
Yeah.
The chat
Very
monitor does that
handy.
now.
Yeah, which is great. So X Death Star X. Or it
Well,
could be
it's
X Death Star prescription. All right, and the final Opie goes to...
Adora Bell. Oh, that's clever.
That is very clever and adorable.
No, it's Adora Bell.
We're also going to give away 2 Rift Starfall Prophecy Digital Deluxe Edition.
Ooh, Dead
right.
Simon is throwing in a bag of pellets for the winners, too, apparently.
Bag of pellets? Really?
For the Opie winners, I assume.
Oh, that is awesome! Yeah, congratulations, Opie winners. Let me make a note so that Morgana can get these out. Plus bag o' pellets. Now, what are the pellets used for, Simon?
Opie's abilities, since we're on a 30-second delay.
That's true. Okay. All right, so the 2 Starfall...
Oh, he's here.
Oh, he's here!
Great. He can answer
Hey.
the question I just answered.
I'm not sure whether anyone saw the what I said.
Yes,
in chat
yes,
in the-
pellets.
Okay,
And you
so-
came in here because you heard me wanting you to tell people what the pellets are for. Look, duck down.
Well-
Look, they can only see your chin.
well,
Oh, there. That's the guy, Dead Simon.
Yeah, it's just whoever won the OP, just a choice of if they want the OP mount, they can have that, or if they don't want, if they've already got an OP mount, they can have pellets.
Oh,
Oh, I see.
Oh, see, now, I'm sorry, Chris has
We
already
misunderstood.
promised them pellets
What?
and the Opie mount.
Well, fine.
Okay. Whatever.
And that's how we roll on Fridays. It's terrific. All right, now the 2 Starfall Prophecy. Oh, did you have something else to say?
No, that was it, huh?
That was it?
Here's what-
You're done? You're done.
Yeah, I'm
Get
gonna
back
go
to work.
I'm busy.
Wow, slave
This is-
driver.
This is the terrible thing, actually. You know that it's really busy when devs don't have time to be on stream, because I know they love being here with you guys. Starfall Prophecy Deluxe Edition. 2 of those are being given away. The first one goes to
The Dibble.
the Dibble.
think that's right.
Thedibl.
Love-
Yeah, I think
love the
that's-
name.
Yeah, the Dibble. All right, and the last one, the Starfall Prophecy Deluxe Digital Edition, goes to
X-Drago X.
X-Dragwax. What's with the X's? If
'Cause-
you've
'cause you
you've
really want that
exhausted all
name.
the alternative spellings available,
It's a way
all
to make sure
right.
you get the name that you wanted.
Well, thank you all for joining us today, and really serious thanks to Chris and Adam both for joining us today. I know you guys are super, super busy, and as much as we kid around, I know that you have a tremendous amount of work to do. Beta forums, please post your feedback on the Beta forums. I will
Constructively.
yeah,
Yes,
constructively. Don't just go, this quiz freaking sucks and you should all be fired! Because number 1, I will ban you from the forums if you tell us that we should be firing our devs. Number 2, it doesn't help us fix the problem. Try to provide constructive criticism. Try to provide as much detail as possible. And tomorrow I will uphold my promise to make sure that we get all of the known issues up on the forums so that you don't have to report them 30 or 40 times, because that wastes your time and we don't want that either. Hopefully you're having a good time in beta. It's free. You have no excuse not to be in there. And we shall see you next week. Thanks all. Bye.
Bye-bye.